Well, I've had a very exciting visit this morning from Simon Bond of Free Spirit. Now, Free Spirit are renowned for making top class carp rods. Not being a carp angler, I've not known much about them, but this morning I've really had my eyes open, Simon, because these rods you've shown me, I haven't seen anything like them for several years now. So, as a carp rod manufacturer, what's made you look at producing these match rods?
Just to start, we're very known for our carp rods, as you rightly point out, but actually we make top-end parable rods, we make pike rods and a number of other rods. I even mess around with fly rods for my own use, and we, for example, sponsor Gillam's fishing resort in Thailand, where he uses some of the big rods, obviously for the world record breaking Arapamas and other fish are in there. And we've been working with him for probably 6 or 8 years with some of the other rods we make. So we're probably best known for our carp rods, you're right.
Brilliant.
Because we were making other rods, I kind of get my kicks from doing something different, as we did in the carp rod market 17 years ago now. And obviously now we're looking at the match market, particularly the commercial match market to start with, to do something again that's different, to bring our technology to that market. And obviously, you know, as you see some of the rods we've brought in today, they are different from anything that's out there and deliberately done that way.
Yeah, they definitely are. I mean, the CTX range, which is available now, is the generic match rod range that Free Spirit are bringing out, or is out already.
Yes.
Talk to me about them a little bit.
The CTX is aimed at the, I was going to say mass market, that's probably the wrong way of putting it, but certainly the market that is the angler that is an affordable product, basically. So we've got a number of waggler and feeder rods in that market, principally aimed at the commercial carp angler.
Yeah.
Again, they're done with our spin on things. We've used top-notch components. We've done different things with the blank, and particularly with our durable finish, which is the non-scratch coating on it.
That's amazing.
That's well known in our carp rods.
Well, that's something
50 years, so.
I've never seen as a match angler. I mean, you got your keys out earlier. Gave it a
I did, yeah.
scratch.
I should do that again, shouldn't I?
Yeah, I can't believe it.
But yeah, I mean, anybody who's obviously been to our show on carp will know this. You know, as you can see, I'm even struggling to make any mark on it at all with that key. You can obviously hear it on the finish, but I mean, you know, there's no mark on it at all. So.
No, and it looks.
And that'll be the same with all of the product.
Looks incredibly classy. You've got top-end Fuji reel seats, and one thing I was having a look at the eyes, they're incredibly solid on these rods. I mean, today's commercial anglers take the rods readily made up, so they're cluttering about in rod bags, banging about, and I have damaged a lot of eyes in the past, but you have a look at some of these, even right to the tip sections, they're solid as a rock.
Yeah, again, we've, you know, because I haven't accepted anything as a norm, I've gone at it from the point of view of looking at it almost with a clean piece of paper.
Yeah.
Right, as we did originally with the carp rods, obviously, and we do with any real project that we start in. So the starting point for me was to go out there, fish like, you know, the fish and commercials, do the way that other people were doing it, and then look at what I felt was right, and what I felt could be improved on, and what I felt maybe was, you know, wrong out there. And I know it's a very mature market, you know, perhaps I shouldn't be so bullish, if you like, in saying that, but actually there were certain things I thought, you know what, I don't understand why it's that way. Because to me, as a rod designer, I think we could do it differently and should do it differently.
Well, I think
things like the length of handles.
Yeah.
You know, they're done shorter because I couldn't see a reason for having a longer handle. You know, unless you've got a big chucking rod and need the leverage, there's no point in having a handle sort of another 50 centimetres off the blank.
If anything, I mean, I had a look at the 11-foot carp waggler this morning, a nice short handle.
Yeah.
When you pellet waggler fishing, you're casting regular, you're feeding, then casting out, and having a short handle makes it nice and comfy, really quick and easy, and I can't wait to get out of that.
Well, again, from the point of view of using them, you know, the longer the handle is, the further reel it.
Yeah.
Right, now, it will actually feel better on a poorly balanced blank. That will feel better, obviously, because the further up it is, the more you've got behind you to counterbalance, obviously, the tip.
Yeah.
So if you're using materials, obviously, of less quality, then there's a benefit pushing up the handle.
Right,
With these, obviously, the benefit, obviously, if you use the right materials and the right quality of carbons, moving it back doesn't have a downside, but it does have an upside because obviously, you know, if you're feeding with a catapult, so you're putting the rod here, the further the reel is up, the more it's tip heavy. Therefore, the more it's tending to dive into the water. If you're just chucking it on your seat box, just between legs, you know, with the reel here, A, it's right in the right place where you want it to grab quickly, and B, it's not tending to get away from you into the water.
Yeah.
So it's things like that. I thought, you know, that makes perfect sense to me. And then we do have heavier versions where we've moved it up 20 centimetres because you do need more leverage for longer casting on big commercial waters like the Bollingtons and the Claticoats and so forth.
Yeah.
And therefore there's a benefit because obviously you need more leverage.
Well, I think them longer rods will definitely be a big hit because that kind of commercial fishing is really popular. But not to spend too much time on these ones. You talk about doing things a little bit differently.
Yeah.
You got these bad boys out earlier, and these are the high S, the top end range, and
yeah, not quite. They're nearly ready to launch, so
well,
they'll be available in the next 6 or 8 weeks. So, but yeah, the CTXs now should be in the shops, but these ones will be very, very soon.
I haven't seen anything like it before. Now, this particular.
I'm glad you said that.
Well, I haven't. It's from the carp or the specimen sort of world. And at first, when you got it out of rod bag, I thought, I'm not so sure about that. But then we put it up and I got my elbow on it. It's one of the most comfortable rods I've ever held, and I think it's to do with this specially designed Fuji reel seat.
Yes, it's a brand new seat from Fuji. We've actually put it together with a different component at the back. So we've made our own seat effectively out of different Fuji components. I like the idea of obviously the cutouts because this is a carbon spacer in here, which is exactly the same material as a blank.
Yeah.
So the advantage of that, obviously it sits nicely. If you notice there's a thumb recess, a finger recess here, but your thumb actually sits against the carbon spacer. You feel everything through that because that's in direct contact with the blank.
Really, really nice. Incredibly thin blanks on these rods as well, which you said something else.
It's Japanese carbon. It's a carbon we've used on the carp rod market for quite a number of years on barbel rods. Yeah. It's a very, very durable material, but it's a very light material, and it's an ultra low resin carbon, which means that it's very responsive. You know, it will transmit a lot through the blank, and it's very durable in terms of its life. It won't soften at all.
Fantastic, fantastic. And something else that I've never seen before, or never used before, I've heard about it, are hollow cover tips. Yeah. And we've had this rod up and we've doubled it over and played fish with it this morning, and it's unbelievable how through that action is from the tip into this mid-section.
Yeah, this is the same material as the main part of the blank.
Yeah.
So, as I said, there's a weave finish on this one, which is largely cosmetic. Yeah. But underneath that is the same carbon as this. Lovely. So because this is made from exactly the same carbon, and being hollow, it's smooth right the way through. Yeah. You feel more through it, so it transmits more. You've got no nasty potential for an elbow here or a flat spot here.
Yeah, I really can't wait to get it on the bank. I mean, the thing that I like about a rod as a match angler is I want it to be able to do a bit of everything. If I hook a skimmer or an F1, I'd like it to be soft to start with, which you might catch a few of them early in a match, but then later on, then bigger carp move in, and you could tell this sort of butt section really come into play. There's a bit of power there as well. Yeah. So it seems like I can't wait to get out.
It belies its power actually. This particular material. So, you know, any of our sort of carp customers will know our product evolved and obviously know what it's like to actually play fish on as well as casting with it. But you know, obviously it's a very slim, it's a very light blank. But don't be fooled by the fact it's got plenty of power in it as well when you need it.
Fantastic, brilliant stuff. Well, these will be tested in the December, January and February issues of Match Fishing, and there might be a few go missing from this round. Thank you for your time today, Simon.
Thank you.